Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this tutorial. In this one we're going to learn how to create an online drive space, just like something like Google Drive, where people can sign up and log in, and then they can put files on your system for later use, just like we use Google Drive. Something of a Google Drive clone, but something very simpler, something much simpler rather. So this will be our sign up page, and of course it will look very similar to our login page, and this will be how the drive thingy will look like eventually. So here we will have a list of files. This is like a right click menu, and this side is the menu itself, the main menu. Here it shows you how much space you have on your drive. Here it shows the file details, and here you can do some stuff that you can do on the right click menu, like download, edit the file, move it to another folder, or delete that file altogether. This is the breadcrumbs that shows you which folder you are in, and that's pretty much it. So in this project we're going to use a lot of JavaScript, because most of these will act like an app where it doesn't have to refresh the page to show some new content and stuff like that. So a lot of JavaScript in use, but we're also going to use PHP to actually store the files and download the files, etc., etc. So let's begin the design of this HTML page and this one in this video. Now this tutorial is going to be split into several parts. I'm not yet sure how many parts we're going to have. This will entirely depend on how many features we have here. All right, so let's begin with the design for now. Now, in order to follow along with the design, check the link in the description for the application we are going to be using, which is this one here. Then we can get started. All right, so to begin, let's design our login and sign up pages, because we want users to be able to log in and sign up here for their accounts. And the software I'm using to create the UI or the HTML and CSS, the link to that is in the description, so you can click that to follow along with what I am doing. Okay, so I'm going to click add element here, and I'm gonna go to empty and add a background. So click on that, bring up properties, or you can click on properties there if you don't see it. Click white color here, background color to white. Then let me add a empty form. So empty form, and the form is right there. Now before I select the form, while I still have this other thing selected, I'll add padding of 20 pixels, like that, okay? And this I can click and drag down like so. All right, but instead of giving it a fixed height, we'll eventually remove that height. For now, it's just good for us to use it for reference. So what I want to do is add an image here. So go to components and add an image. There is the image, and I want it slightly bigger as well. So click and drag. I want this thing, select this. I will go here and say text align center, like this. Now increase this a little bit more. And then of course here I want to add another div that will contain the text elements there. So here I'm gonna say what I do here, empty, add an empty div. I'm gonna go to width and remove that width. Same thing as the height, I'm gonna remove that, but in a moment. I just want to click add element so I can add some inputs. So I'm gonna go to inputs here, and I want an input field. So there's input 2, which has a label on the the label will be on the top. So I'm just gonna click that one, and it seems the text is invisible. So while this is selected, I'm gonna go to color and put black for my text. Now I can set the text align for this particular thing to be left. Now left is already selected, so select another one and click left back again. Okay, then I can remove the height for this thing. That way I can then duplicate this part. So select this and duplicate it. But before I do that, let me fix what I need to fix. I'll select this thing, remove background color, so it goes with the background color here. And then I'll select this as well and remove the background color as well. Same thing with here, remove the background color. That way everything just blends into white. I'll select this guy, do some padding and add 15. Select pixels instead. I like that. Okay. So while that is selected, I will go to input and put a placeholder there. Enter your email. Let's set this to be the sign up page. Enter a valid email, something like this. And then while this input is still selected, I'll put a background color that is slightly light, like so. Okay, that way I can clearly see what's going on. Okay, let's go to border radius and add 20. That way it's like that. Okay, then here I'm just gonna put email, like so. Okay, so email. Let me put capitalized email here, like that. So email. What else? I think that does it for now. Okay, so now I can select this and kind of duplicate it. Maybe I don't need a border here. Let me try and remove that border. Actually, I should keep a border, but just make it... No. There's a way to select border none right there. Okay, there we go. Select border none. Okay, great. That's looking good. Okay, so once I select this, I can now edit and duplicate that. So duplicate. So now email, and let me change this to username. Like that, username. Let's go to input, enter a username. Let me capitalize that. All right, select this. The input here, we can do a type of email. Give it a name as well of email. Same thing here, there's username, so type of text, that's okay. I'll select that, edit, duplicate. So we have username, email, and then we have a password here that we need to do. So I'm gonna select this and type password like that. And change that name to password and then enter a password. All right, something like this. So this will help us sign up to our Drive. Let me put a title. So I'm going to add an element here and go to components, H1. It goes to the end, of course, but I want to move it to the top. Also, this thing, the container has is not expanding at the bottom. That's because we have a fixed height. So let's remove that fixed height. That's great. And so we have our title there. Let's also add a button at the end here, button. Okay, so change some padding for the button. Let's make it 15 pixels. I'm gonna change the width of the button to 100, but percent. Okay, so make sure it's percent there. Let's go border radius. Let's put 20. And let me put here sign up. Let me capitalize that actually. Okay. Let's go to the top here and type signup. Now, if you don't want to use capitalized, you can always use the text transform and change it to uppercase. So let me duplicate this one, actually edit to duplicate. And it's down here. Let's move it to the top. And here I'm going to type my drive. Let's go to font size. Let me increase this to 40. Let's remove all the margins on this one. Margin, put it at 0. Same with this, type 0 there. And I'm gonna click, I'll move this one down so it comes down here. So my drive. Now you can also change fonts here. I can change the font family to something like that. My drive, I think I kind of like this one. Can I change this to bold? It doesn't look like it adjusts anything. Okay, so if I don't change it at all, it remains kind of bold. So I'll leave it at that. Let me change this image. So click on image. Let's go to illustrations. Let me look for one illustration that kind of shows some technology, right? Any of these will do, but let's see. What would be gooder? I want to find the goodest image here. So of course, these images you add here are not permanent. You can always edit them later as you please. So don't be like me and spending too much time trying to find the right image. Just pick one, edit it later, easy peasy. Okay, let's add this one. Okay, great. So looking good, actually. Let me change the font here to 50 pixels instead. Okay. You can also change the letter spacing here if you want the letters to be spaced a bit more. Let's try letter spacing of 10 pixels like that. So my drive. Okay, great. Let me close this. Okay, so there's padding on this thing, right? In the main container, let's reduce that to 10. There we go. Yeah, I think that actually does it. So username, email, password, sign up. This thing here has a fixed height as well. Let me remove that. What else we gonna do? What else? Let me click on this. Width and height, let's try 200. What's the height as well? 200. Okay, much smaller. This looks too big. Let me go to width. It's 100%. Maybe that's a bit much. Let's put pixels instead. Yeah, this will do just fine. I can put it here, or I can enlarge it to try and match these guys somehow. Let's see, 445, 440. Okay, maybe 450. What's the border radius on this? It's 20. Okay, so everything is looking great here. My drive, sign up page. There's quite a bit of space here. So there's this div in here which has some padding. Let me remove that as well. Okay, that reduces the amount of space. All right, so great, looking good. So I can save this now. Save this one. We're gonna call it my drive sign up page. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. Saved. So if I now try to open, I can find it here. You can see the thumbnail of the design itself. So I can always click back on here and you can see some other previous designs here that I've made. Okay, so there we go. Now this we're going to change and adjust it a little bit to make the login page. So we're going to leave it as it is. Oh, wait a minute. Something has moved here. Let me go to properties on this one, and the width I think was better at 100%. Yeah, I think that's better. The other padding was causing the problem, I think. I don't know, something weird about this. Okay, maybe let's put pixels, just a small button like that. Let me just put it at 150 pixels. Let me add more border radius. Maybe that's why it looks so weird. Let me put 30. Yeah, I think I like it better that way. Okay, so let's do a save. Very cool. So this covers our login and sign up page essentially. So now what we need is the main interface, the main UI that the users will be using. So with that, we're going to create a new project because we don't want to use this. So I'm just going to refresh the page to create a new project. There we go. So now I'm going to try to add some elements here. And now, of course, once you're done with that, you can always do a preview. Let me open it once more just to show you here. This is the one we created just now. Let me go to preview page like so, and it can show you an actual preview of how this is going to look like. Okay, that's your sign up page. Okay, great, that looks good. And of course, you can click download to finally download it into your computer. So if I click on download here, it's gonna do the whole download thing. It will show you a preview of it. And if you go to your downloads page, right there, you can right click and extract to the folder that you want to extract to. And then right there, you can open that and you see you have it on your PC. Okay, great. Now that we have that, let me close that. Let's start a new project, refresh. And of course, I'm gonna add an empty background. So background, there we go. Let's change our background color to white. All right, so there we go. Now we want to put 3 segments here, just like we're trying to make it kind of look like Google Drive. So I'm gonna make 3 segments here. But first, before that, I'm gonna put a box right at the top here to show some user details. So I'm gonna add an empty div like that. And let me remove that width like so. Okay. So here I wanna put a logo. Actually, let me use a grid. So I'm gonna delete this for a start. Let's just refresh the page, start again. Always like to start on a clean slate. Let's go to grids, grid type 1. So this is just a div with 2 divs inside, set to display as flex. So I want to be able to have a logo over here and the title of my website and then user information on the other side. So let me grab this and edit, duplicate. Now we have 3 boxes here. Now what I want to do is limit the width of this one. So properties, I'm going to limit the width of this one to 100 pixels. So actually not width, but max width. So 100 pixels. Then you have to click to remove that width first and then put max thingy there. Then on the other side, max width should be, let's remove the width thing altogether first. Then max, let's put 200 like so. then right click and select the parent of this, and I'm looking at the height here. Okay, so it doesn't have a height limit just like any of this. So this one says minimum height 200 pixels. Well, minimum height should be 50 pixels. So select that. That determines the height of the whole thing. Okay, so this is okay. Let me click on add element and components. I've clicked on this, the middle part, put an h1 tag there. This thing has margins that we don't need. Let's put 0 margin on it. And then here we're going to say my drive. Again, we can change the font type, font family to that one. And let's add 10 letter spacing. Let me go to here. I want to add some kind of a logo. So I'm going to click to add an image. So the image is huge there. I want to select the parent of this image. So select parent, the container that has it, and give it a, I think let me give a limit to the image itself. So the height here should be, let's try 50. And then the width should be 100%. Let's use percent there. Let's click on the image itself, go to illustrations. You can use logos as well. Let's just find any logo we can use here, something like that. Okay. So maybe that height is a little too small. Let's put 80. 80, like that. That's too much. Maybe 60. Okay, I kind of like 60 there. Max height, remove that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. And on the other side here, I want to have that user thingy. So I'm gonna grab, where do we go here? I'm gonna say add element. Let's add a rounded image. There it is. Let's make it very small, like 40 pixel height and 40 pixel width. Maybe 50 would have done okay, but that's fine. Let's select that and add an element. Let's add some text in there. This text will just say hi user. And then select the parent of this. Let's change its display to flex. So flex, how everything is nice and neat in there. Justify content center, align items center. Okay, that does it very well. Now we cannot justify the content to flex start, so it goes to the beginning here. Depends what you want really. That's up to you. And maybe we can add a bit of padding on the left and on the right. So let me add 5 pixels on the left, 5 pixels on the right. Okay, I think that does it. Now, you never know, we just need to save. So we'll say my drive main page, and let's save that. Okay, great. So if we try to open, we will see a thumbnail here, though it's empty because there's nothing in the middle here. But we're getting there. So the second part is to create 3 sections here. So I'm going to go and add element. Make sure nothing is selected. Click on empty space here. Go to grids again, grid type 1. Let me select the first one and say edit, duplicate. That way we have 3 grids like this. Now this one should be twice the size of the others. So let's go to the flex itself and change the number of flex. So there is flex here. Let's say flex 2. That didn't seem to change much. So it's 2%. Let me edit the styles themselves and just say flex 2 like that. Okay. Here there's flex. Here, actually, this one, I can give it a max width. So let's go to this minimum width. So I'm going to remove that. Let's go to max width, maybe 300 pixels. Same here, max width Let me close the min width, delete that, put 300 for max width. Okay, so in the middle here is where we put a list of files that we are dealing with, right? So I'm going to add a title. Let's go to components, h1. I'm going to say my files. Okay, something like this. I can always select this, remove its margin, put to 0. And I can always reduce the font size, maybe 20, something like that. That should do. Then in here, I want to now add, let me click add. I want to add a table. So tables, there's only one table for now, and there it is. Okay, so if this one shows us what the file name. So here we're gonna write file name, and here maybe last modified date, and then after that we can have, let's see what to do. Last modified, and maybe file size. We can just put size like that. What else? Maybe we can have some actions here as well, like delete, download, blah blah blah. So let's just do action over there. Okay, so these ones, like size would be like 21.5 MB, 30.8 MB, something like that. And last modified, these should be dates, like 12th January 2023. Why is the an at instead? So let me copy this. Okay, 14th June 2023. File name, this one can be like my file.txt, and then this one can be something like my image.jpg, something like this. So this can show us here we're going to have icons instead of this, so I'm going to leave that for now, but we're going to put icons. So this side will be an icon as well to show the type of file we are dealing with. So while that is selected in there, I'm going to say add element, and let's go to icons and just add any icon. Same thing here. I'm just gonna add icon like that. Okay. On the delete part here where we have the delete, same thing. I'm just gonna add an icon. Same thing here, add another icon. Now the icon I add doesn't really matter because you can easily change these icons to what you want. So this could be a file, etc, etc. And if I select this table and go to where is this table, you see there's rows and columns, right? Here there's five columns, or three rows, 1, 2, 3, including the header. I want to add one more, so I'll click 4 here, and there it is. Now here I want a folder, so I'm going to say my folder. Yeah, and then here the data will just be a dash. We don't know the size, and there will be actions as well here, so let me add another icon like this. Now these icons should ideally try to match the type of file there is. So here I'm gonna click on this icon and click image. Let's go to icon there, and I want to find a folder. So let's look for folder. These don't look very much like folders now, do they? What's happening here? We want a folder. Let's try file. This is weird. How about a container? No? Well, I thought that the icon for folder should be the easiest to find, but apparently these are Bootstrap icons, by the way, so if you know the name of a folder icon, that would be useful. Okay, let me see, maybe to pop up by mistake. Yeah, there it is. That's a folder right there. Okay, the problem is I don't actually put let me do the unspeakable. It is folder. Why didn't it find it? Anyway, let me try again. Folder. Maybe it's me who just can't see the folder over here. No, I don't think I'm seeing things at all. I guess sometimes the search doesn't work very well. There's also this one. I kind of like this one. Folder with an arrow. But anyway, it doesn't matter because this is going to be HTML and we can always edit it, so not to worry there. Okay, so even on this My Drive thingy, I can put some icons. Let me select this My Drive right about here. Let's see if I can add an icon there. Oh, didn't go as planned. Select that. Let's do display flex. That's always going to save us. Let me change that icon. I want that to look like a cloud. So let's do maybe even this. Maybe that. I don't actually know which one looks better. Let's do cloud. Let's see. I think I like that. Okay, great. Now this is a text file. So let's do text icon. There we go. This is an image file. Let's do image. There we go. Okay, that way at least the user can see what's going on. And then we can also change the colors of these things depending on what we are dealing with. For example, maybe text files can be blue, images could be purple or something, I don't know. Folders, maybe, I don't know. Let's find some thing. Maybe black would be okay, or a little gray. Okay, I'll leave it at black, like that. Okay, cool. Now let's look at actions here. So I'm gonna click on this guy. Let's do the download, like this one here. That way you can download. Let me put some margins on this thing, margin left and right. Let's try 10, 10. Okay. And then I'm gonna duplicate. Okay, there we go. So there's download, there's what else? Edit. Let's go to icons, click. Let's do edit, maybe a pen or something like this. Okay, and then let's duplicate again. Looks like there's not enough margin on these, so delete. Obviously the trash can. So we can download, we can edit, we can delete. Maybe we can move to a folder as well. We can create some way to move it to a folder. So I'm gonna click, let me edit, duplicate, select this one, and let's do move. I actually want to move it to a folder, so this probably one of the best icons would be this one, or this one, I'm not sure. Anyway, choose whatever icons suit your requirements. I'm going to select all of these using the shift key and go to margin. Oh, so it was 1 instead of 10, so I'm going to put 10 pixels on each one of those. Maybe let me close that margin. Margin left 10, margin right 10. Or maybe let's put 5, 5. I think that's good enough. Close. Now let me select these guys and change their colors. So properties. Let's go to color. This one will be red, of course. This one will be blue. This edit can be yellow or orange. Maybe that. Okay. The rest is okay. Now I can select these babies. Edit. Copy element. Let's delete this one. Edit, paste. Okay. Same thing, copy again. Unfortunately, I didn't program this well. When you click copy, it should just be able to paste from there on, but you have to copy again, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, there we go. All right, so at least we have this table going on here. Some actions over here. Now we need some details over there, right? Here, let me change the background color to this one a little bit, make it slightly darker. I don't know if this is helping or making things worse. No, it doesn't seem to add any value, so I'm going to remove it. In fact, let me just put white, like so. All right, so things are looking good. Don't forget to save. So let's hit save. And I bet we have a better thumbnail now. That's better. Okay, so our files are here. Now let's look at general details in here. So I'm going to select this one, add a button here, components, and add a button. This, I'm going to give it some padding, the container, so maybe 10 pixels. Then this, I'm going to say add, we're going to say new. Let's put a plus sign, space, and say new. Spaces don't seem to work, so put underscore for now, new folder. Okay, so there, a new folder. That's the button we'll be clicking to create a new folder. What else? I'm forgetting something here. We also need a description of what's going on with the information, how much space we are using here. So let me add an empty div. Right, so empty div. click on it, go to width, remove that width so it goes all the way. And what can I do? Let me add some text. So first of all, I'm gonna reduce the background color. I just need to barely see it, like so. All right. So then I want to change its position. First of all, actually, before I do that, let me just add some content inside. So first of all, I'm gonna do display. Actually, let me just add a few elements. I'm gonna add some text. I forgot, let me change the color to black. And I'm gonna say edit duplicate. This one will say drive space. Okay, this one will be something like 145, or let's say 8 GB out of 10 GB. Maybe that's the space, just information about the space being occupied here. I'm going to add now the empty div. Now this one, I'll remove its width as well. Make sure the height is something like 15 pixels. Let me go to padding and remove all padding. Let me reduce its darkness a little bit, like so. Okay, great. And then I want to add within it another empty div. Select that empty div. Let's go to height, say 100%. The width, for now, let's do 50%. And let's go to padding. Let's remove all padding. Let me change its background color to a somewhat blue. Light it up. This is going to show how much space we are using on our drive. Okay, so that's like a percent bar. So I'm going to select the container, move it up so it's in between those two guys. Select this, remove its padding. I don't know if I need that. Maybe it's okay. But let me change its position here. So from static to, let's try absolute. And a few things have changed. For example, let me select this. I have to change its position to relative so it can actually hold this one in there. So select this main one. Let's go to width. Let's make sure it's 100% of the parent. Maybe not so much. Let's try 90%. 95, 92, 94. Okay, let's try there, 94%. And then the right on positioning here, I want to make sure instead of the top, let's remove that top variable. Let's put bottom instead, which is 0. I'm gonna put 0 there. That way it's always at the bottom. Maybe let's put 4. Well, let's try 10. So it is just 10 pixels off the bottom here. I'll select this one, give it a minimum height so that it doesn't collapse on itself if there's nothing there. Min height is 200 pixels. Let's try 300 pixels. Wait, nothing seemed to have changed. Let me put 400. Okay, I think that's about right. Okay, this is great. On this side, we can have details of the files. So I just want maybe a header. Actually, let's put in a table instead. I think table will work better. So let me just go to table, add the table in there. But I want to add a title as well. So go to components. Actually, I can just copy this guy. So I'm just going to say copy element in here, right click and paste. Let me move this up like that and say file details, something like that. Okay, file details. Now I just want the a list of things on this side and this side. So I'm gonna remove this column right there. So I want to select the entire column. So I'm gonna do right click, select parent, just to select its container. Let me do again, edit, select parent. Yeah, it's still in there, that's good. Then I want to edit, delete that. So I'm gonna go edit. Actually, before I do all of this, let me go to the table side here and just tell it to have one column. That's all I need, one column like that. So I'm just gonna say one. Why it went all the way there, I have no idea. Oh boy. This doesn't seem to have done a good job. Let me delete this table. I want to select parent. I want to select parent until I see table here. So select parent, that's table. Let's edit, delete. Okay, let me just add another table. Don't want to tables, table. What I wanted was detail and value. So really what I wanted here was a table with 2 columns instead. So columns 2. Okay, that's better. Still went all the way here for some reason. Let me do edit, select parent until I see table. Then go to width. I want the width to be 100%. So pixel percent. That doesn't seem to be doing a good job. Okay, for now I'll remove it. I'll reduce it to maybe 80%, something like that. Then we can edit it later. Then this I want to delete. So I'm gonna right click. File details. What file details would we need? I'm gonna say file and then size. Let me add more columns here. Where is table? More rows, sorry. One more. So there's size, there's date added, date modified, Okay, good. We need breadcrumbs as well, so we're gonna do that. What is this? A div? So that's why the table is going all the way there. So there's a div here that is the container for this. So I'm gonna go to width for this div. It has a minimum width, so let's remove that. And the width is always 100%. Okay, so that makes sense. If I now select this, edit, select parent until I get to table, then I can go to width and put that. Let me remove that. It automatically goes to that, but let's put 100%. Maybe 90%, 98%. 97%. I'm looking for where the scroll bar down here disappears. Let's put it at 95. All right, so here we can have something like 12th Jan 2023, 20th June 2023. My text.txt. File size 234 KB, something like this. So file details. Let's add margin top and down, maybe 10 at 10. Okay, for that text. Same here, 10, 10. All right. And then here we're gonna need some breadcrumbs so we know which folder we are currently in. So I should have made those components earlier, but for now let's do a save just to make sure we are not losing any information in case of anything. And drive space. Here we need some buttons to know which folder we are in. We're gonna need, let's say, my drive, and then trash. What other folders can we hope to create here? I'm not sure, but okay, let's add some things that look like buttons. So I'm gonna add a div instead. So let's go to empty div. Let's go to width and close that. Let's give it a specific height, maybe 50. And inside there, let's do, where is this? Let's do display. Where is this here? Display flex. Align items, flex start, align there, center. Okay, so in there I'm gonna put an icon. So let's go ahead, icons, add an icon. And then I'm gonna say add text. Okay, so this one is my drive. Let's change the cursor. Where is cursor here? Cursor to a pointer. Let's change its background color to look more like maybe a button. I don't know, something like this. So colors entirely up to you here, what colors you want to use. Let me click on this icon. Let's change that to cloud. My drive. Okay, there we go. And yep, we can click. So I will select this item and duplicate it. So I'm gonna say edit. Oh, let me put a margin bottom. That way we can see the difference between the two. So margin is margin. No, a border actually. Border bottom right here. 1 pixel is fine. Maybe let's make it 2. Change it back to 1. That should do it. So while this is selected, we say duplicate. Instead of my drive, here there's going to be trash so that we can see things that we've deleted. Select the icon and let's click on icons and trash. Maybe let's try, oops, what am I doing? Delete, the delete icon there. So my drive trash. Now this one is not the selected button, so we have to change its color to something grayed out like this. Let's see, something like so. So of course these color schemes are entirely up to you, what looks great and what does not. Okay, so there's my drive, there's the trash. What else? This is the main drive, this is the trash folder. What other folders can we put here? Anyway, we can always duplicate any of these if we want to. I think this actually does it. So we have this here. We also need some pagination down here, of course. So let's add some elements here. I'm gonna go to segments and add console button. Yeah. So that should be the next button. So let's say next. This one should be the previous button. So prev. We can finish it like previous. So let's just do prev. I want the color of this there. So I'm going to select this, select the background color, or yeah, actually, let's just select the background color, copy, select that, and paste here. Okay. Now you can change the colors of these buttons, of course. So maybe let's try something like so. Too much of these blues makes it look like Bootstrap. I want it to look like Tailwind instead. Okay, so there we go. We have this. This div doesn't need to have that background color, but let me copy it in case it doesn't look good when I lose it. I think it's fine. It's gonna survive. We may need to know the page number here, but let's leave that be. Let me go to the top here. I want to put some breadcrumbs, so I'm gonna select the main thing here, add element. Let's go to empty div. Let me move it to the top. Let's remove our width. Let's limit the height. We can just click and drag, but for specific numbers, let's try maybe 30 pixels. Yeah. So in there, I want to put let me put some other divs in there. So edit empty div. Now before I do that, let me just add it. So this one that's selected, I want to reduce its darkness so I can see this other one. Also, let me make sure there is no padding in there. So select this one, go to height. Okay, actually padding, let me remove that as well. Let me go to height and put 100%, like that. Width, I'm not sure. Let me add some text. So component text in there. So that's my drive. So this should be an example of some breadcrumbs. So my drive, some padding might be in order, but wait, it's padding 5 pixels. Okay, so I think that's okay. My drive, this one, on this side, let me add a border. So on the right side, border right, let's add maybe 2 pixels. Should be white. That way I can see its boundary. That way if I click edit, duplicate, like this, I don't see it. So let me select this because it's gone down. Let me go to display and change the display of this to flex. What is going on? If I select it and drop down, you can see the item down in here. Oh, they're inside another item. Okay, so let me do edit cut element. Let me delete this one. Let me do edit paste. Okay. Let's do background color. This one's height should be 100%. Select this one, height 50, maybe 30. Okay, better. Select this, edit, duplicate. Okay, so it comes here. My first folder, and then edit, duplicate again, my second folder. Okay, so this is just meant to show what's going on here. Okay, so the width of this should be auto. So How do I fix that? I can remove that. Oh, okay, so it's working. And here as well, remove the width. Yeah, that way it auto resizes. Height back to 30. Then now what I can do, select all of these guys. Let's go to border radius. Now I just want the border radius on the top right. So top right here, let me put 30 pixels like that. Maybe 20. Yeah, something like so. That way it shows kind of like a pointer. Maybe we can put the bottom as well. Let me do this. Yeah, so they're like this one into that, and so on. So another way to make breadcrumbs to show which position we are in right now. But this one, I guess the last one should be slightly different because it should show that this is the folder we are in now. So I'm just gonna give it some other color like this one. Okay, so we started there, and then we are finally here. Okay. Or maybe this should be the gray one, and these others should take the other color. So let me select this, copy the background color, select that and paste it there. And then select this one, copy its color, paste it in here. But then copy this one and paste it here. Yeah, like that, and then we are here. Okay, cool. Also, these guys should be clickable, so let's put a cursor. Let me select all three. Let's change cursor to pointer, like that. Okay. Very, very nice. Now let's do a save. Save. Let me do a preview page. Okay, so that's how my drive looks like now. Content here for the drive. Okay, so I think this is gonna work out just fine. What else I need? Breadcrumbs. Let me try and remove this. Now the rest of the thing is just for you to see what works and what doesn't, and try to edit what you don't think is working. I reduce font size here, for example, to 14 pixels, maybe 12. Then let's go with the height of these guys, and let's reduce it to 20. Let's go until it looks okay, maybe 25. Okay, better for those guys. Breadcrumbs. Maybe I should have just put the border radius on all of them. So all round like that. Maybe that works better. I don't know. Let me select them. Let's do a display flex as well in here. Let me make sure there's no padding. Let me remove that padding. Okay, so it seems it only works when I select one file. Okay. Let me do padding left and right. That's all I need. Padding left, 10, right, 10. All right. Same thing here. I could have just duplicated that, but it's okay. 10, 10, And then let me do a display as well. Change that to flex. Then align item center. Okay, same thing here. Align item center, display flex. Align center, display flex. Okay, they look much better now. Alrighty then, so file save. File preview page. One more thing, let me select this. Let me add padding to it, maybe 10. Oh wait, what's going on? Why is it squeezing the content? Oh, because the height is limited. Okay, so let's increase the height a bit. Let me go back to padding. Let's put 5 instead. Okay, that looks better. Let me do border radius 20. Background color, let's add an actual background color like this. Much lighter. I don't really know what's working and what isn't. I'm gonna leave it there. Save. Let me go to properties of this back thing and put white. Let's go to height, put a minimum height here of 100%. Does that work at all? No, it doesn't. Okay, I'll put a height of 100 V. Oh, wait. Yeah. 100 VH, the viewport size. But let me go down here. Instead of just height, I'm going to edit this to min dash height, like that. So that's like the minimum height of this thing. That's the background. Okay. All right. I think this is working well. Let me remove this. So properties. Let me go edit, select parent until it says T head, then edit, delete. Okay, that's much better. Let's do file, save. Okay, very good. I think we have it now. So we have our drive space. Oh, there's one more thing remaining. We need a menu here. Right click, when we right click on one of these items, we need a menu, and we need to know which one of these is selected. So if I select this one, this row, I'm going to go to properties, and I'm going to go to file, now edit, select parent. I want to select the table row, so TR there, and I want to change the background color of that table row to something else like this. Let's see here. That way we can see when one of these is selected. So there it is, that is selected. That's a selected row. Then on top of this, I want a menu of sorts. So this is going to be a, when you right click, instead of the usual menu that we'll have a menu like this one here, so that we can click things from there. Instead of just clicking from there, we can share the file, do extra things if we want to. So let's design that menu down here. So I'm going to add an empty div. So I'm just going to click and drag like so. So it will look something like this. Okay. And let's give it a drop shadow. Before that, let's reduce its darkness. Let's make sure color is black. Let's do a box shadow, 30 pixels. something like that. But let's reduce the darkness of the shadow to something like that. And then let me put a border as well. Where is border? 1 pixel. I'm just gonna edit that 1 pixel there, maybe add 2 pixels, then take it back to 1 so it's edited. Let's look at the color, darken it a little bit. Okay, so something like that is our menu. So in the menu we just need to put some buttons. So I'm just gonna copy this guy here. So I'm gonna do edit, copy in here, right click, edit, and paste, something like that. So this is our menu. Let me change the padding on the left and right of the menu thingy. So padding, close that. Actually this looks just fine. So let me click on that and edit, duplicate, and edit, duplicate once again. So that's our menu. Then we can have these things to select. Now when we hover on one of these items, it should look lighter. So I'm gonna do that. That way we have a hover. We can use the class for this as a hover effect, something like that. Okay, so sub menu. So this can be, we can add the very things we have here. So we can have download. Let me click to edit, double click. Let's say download. We can have edit. We can have, what am I doing? We can have move. Let me edit, duplicate this. We can have delete, edit, duplicate. We can have share. Okay. Yeah, we can add more as we need to. So I'm gonna move this a little bit like so. Let me look at the background here a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay, so that will be our menu, our side menu that will be popping up when we do that. So you can design this as you wish. So download icon, of course, let's change those icons to suit what we need. So download, there's this one. Edit, we already have those. Let's try maybe a pen, but that's fine. Move to another folder, delete, there's the trash. Okay, and then share, there's the share icon. Okay, that seems to be the norm. All right, so that will be our menu, which will pop up wherever we want it to. Whenever we right click, select an item there, right? Then this should be, let me do edit, select parent again. I want to select the table, it says table there. Let's put a cursor pointer. All right. Okay, so with this in mind, we can save now. If I try to open, I will see my project there. So we have the main interface, we have the sign up and login pages. So we're actually good to go. Now for some, I want to see how responsive this is. Actually, we can do that responsive stuff in the HTML once we try, so that we make it responsive as well. Once we try to actually add some, to make it functional. So let me change that icon image. Let's go to people and let me add maybe this one as a user there. Okay, File, save. Great. Okay, hopefully I haven't missed anything. The heights of these are quite huge. Let me try, let's go edit, select parent. I want the table row. If I click on properties, there's table row. If I go to height, I can put max height here to something, maybe like 30 pixels. It doesn't seem to work at all, so maybe it's useless. I guess it is. So I'm gonna click to remove it. Maybe let's put just height. It doesn't work either. Okay, we'll deal with that later. But otherwise, this is the project. This is a thing we're going to turn into an actual functioning project using a lot of JavaScript and a lot of JavaScript and some PHP. Let me reduce the darkness of this icon here. File, save. All right. Okay, so in case there's no details here, I need an error message. So let me just quickly create that. I'm going to select this, add an empty div, properties. Let's go to width and let's remove the width. The height also should be removed. But inside there, I'm going to add some text. So components, div text, and let me just say error, or no file was selected. All right. So let me change the background. This is a warning to a very light red, something like this. Let's see here. Maybe very light red, something like that. Then the color of the text, a very dark red. Yeah, something like this. No file was selected. So you can adjust these things to your liking. Maybe so. Yeah, better. Okay, so that's an error in case we need to add an error message. Also, I can add an icon there because why not? Let's go people icon, but let's change it to a info icon. So let's go to info, something like this, right? Then this thing I can do display flex, and then I will do align center like that. Yes. Then I can swap these guys, select this and say move up, that way it's on this side. Also, if I select this, I can do text align to the center. Actually, this doesn't work. I have to use flex box. So display, justify, center. Okay. All right, so things are looking good. Let's save. Let's do a quick preview. Preview item. So there it is. This is our drive. That's how it's gonna look like. Our menu will pop up when we right click on something here instead of this default menu that shows up. And file details, in case no file is selected, we don't show any details. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I like it. So you can go ahead and make all the tweaks that you want to reach something that you like. Let me reduce the font size here a bit, maybe 16. Yeah, something like so. So edit it as you wish. Let me change the font family of this one as well, just for fun. Yeah, let me use that one there. Letter spacing 10, maybe 8. It's not very clear once I do that, so I'm gonna close all these things. Let me just, I think this is fine. Okay guys, so save. So once you're done, do a download, file download, and the thing will be downloaded into a zip file. Just like the sign up page and this one are downloaded now, so we can use those in our project. Oh, before I go, let me just add a few more items here. If I select this, I'm gonna duplicate it twice. Let me change this to say recent items. At least we can see recent items. And then this one will be favorites, something like that. So if I change the icons here, the favorite one to a star, yes, favorite, and recent, let's do time. We can choose one of these clocks, recent, yes. Let's do the same thing here. Here we can have add to favorites and select here, edit, duplicate. Yep. Let me select, edit, select parent and remove its height. So where is the height? It's got a fixed height. Let me remove that. That way it fits when we duplicate. This one will be add to favorites. Then here we change the icon to a star. So star, and there it is. Close that. Add to favorites, blah, blah, blah. Okay, much better. I like that now. Okay. Alrighty then, guys. Let's do the rest. Let's add some functionality in the next video. I'll see you then.